Okay, this first one we're gonna label x1, y1, and the slope we call m. Okay, so we're just gonna start plugging it into that formula, okay? Well, the y is always just the y, so you're gonna have y minus, because that's in the formula. What is my y1?
3.
Negative 3. Okay, so we're gonna say negative 3 equals m. Well, what's my m?
1/5.
1 over 5. Parenthesis x, because that is the regular x, so we're gonna leave it there, minus x1, which is 5. Okay, now the only change, and so that's it, okay, we're just writing it in point slope form. However, the only change that needs to be made is, what does a minus minus make?
Positive.
It makes a positive. Now, here's where people go wrong. They do this. They take the 1 and turn it a positive. Okay, that's not, because then you're saying plus minus. Okay, the entire thing becomes a positive. Okay, so this is a positive. Okay, it's going to be y plus 3 now, not y plus negative 3. Okay, and that's the only change that needs to be made. And I always just connect the two and make a really large plus sign, but however you want to do it is totally fine. Okay, so number 3, we're going to label x1, y1, and my m. Okay, we're given a point and we're given a slope. So that gives us an idea. If we don't know what to do, we're plugging in point slope form. Okay, so we're going to, again, use this formula. We're going to say y minus, well, my y1 is negative 5, equals my m is negative 9 over 10, x minus my x1 is 5. Okay, and although this one is done, we do need to change that minus minus into a positive. Okay, so right here it really should be a plus, so it should be y plus 5. Okay, number 5, we can go ahead and label x1, y1, and this is my m. Okay, so I have y minus my y1 is 0 equals, well, my m is 1. X minus my x1 is negative 4. Is this one done?
No.
Why not?
Have to turn the negatives into positive.
You do have to turn the negatives into positives. Eventually, you will see that the 0 also kind of just disappears. So the 100% correct way would say y equals, and then 1 parenthesis, okay? So the 0 just disappears, but only if it's on that side. If you had a 0 here, it does matter. So I almost just say leave it just because, so you don't get confused yourself. But okay, 7, we're going to say x1, y1, and my m. Okay, so we have y minus negative 5 equals, my m is 3 over 2. X minus x1 is 2. Okay, and that minus minus by the 5 needs to be turned into a positive. Okay, so I got y minus my y1 is 4 equals my m, x minus x1. Okay, and again, I have a minus there. So we're gonna turn that into a plus. Okay, the back page says write the slope-intercept form, okay, which is this, y equals mx plus b. Okay, now, if we look at the form that they gave us, meaning the problem, okay, notice the parentheses, yeah, it looks just like the old one that we just did, okay, that means it's already in point slope form, okay, so they've already, the formula that you just read it in, they've already given us that, okay, so they kind of did a step for you. The goal here for this one is to get y by itself, okay, and so if we were looking at this like a regular old math problem, what needs done first? Parentheses. Okay, so our first step is going to be to distribute. So I got y plus 5 equals 4/3 x. Okay, and this is where your calculators are really going to come in handy today, because what is 4/3 times 2? Now, when you type in a fraction, after you're done with the fraction part, you need to hit that over arrow. So the 2 is not like this, okay? Because we're saying 4/3. If you forget to hit the over button, you don't want the times 2 under there, okay? It needs to be 4/3 times 2, like off to the side.
8/3.
You should have gotten 8/3. If you didn't, then you're not typing it in right, and I'm glad to help you, okay? So plus 8/3. Now, my suggestion with the calculators and when you're doing these is don't hit the clear button, okay? And I know a lot of you guys probably already did, but just for future reference, don't, okay? Because then you can just say the next step on the calculator, which you're going to see. Okay, so we distributed. Now, if we're looking at this, again, we're trying to get y by itself. So what needs done?
Minus the 5, the 8/3.
Minus the 5, and it's got to go with this 8/3 because it has no x. Okay, so we get y equals 4/3 x. And this is why I said don't erase on your calculator, because then you could have just hit minus 5. Okay, and everything can be done very quickly. What did you guys get?
Negative. I don't know if that's right, but I got negative 7/3.
That is not right.
It's 8/3 minus 5, right?
Yes.
I don't know why I did my negatives.
Then you must not have calculated right.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be the correct answer. That would take too long. I hate the expressions like that.
5, 15, so that would be 15/3. 8, yeah, it is 7/3. Ignore that, I was doing math in my head. Okay, so if you didn't, then that's something we need to figure it out, okay? That way you can use your calculator to type. If you don't know what you're doing, then please let me know. Okay, so if we look at this first one, again, our first step, and we can see here, if we were looking at number 1, my slope is 4/3, my y-intercept is negative 7/3. Okay, we took it from point slope to slope-intercept. Okay, number 7, we're going to distribute again. So I'm going to get y minus 5 equals 7x. Well, 7 times negative 3 is going to be a negative 21. Okay, and then what needs done? We're going to add 5. What is negative 21 plus 5?
Negative 16.
Negative 16. Okay, so again, if we're looking at this, my slope is 7x, or my slope is 7, my y-intercept is 16. Okay, and I want you to just think about something. When we were doing this formula, okay, the slope went here, the slope was 7, because that's where we put our m. When we finished it all up, the slope is still 7, okay? It should be the same. If yours isn't, then something's wrong. Okay, 15, we're going to say 5 times x and 5 times negative 1. So you're going to get y minus 2 equals 5x minus 5. Okay, and then what needs done?
Add the 2 to the 5, which would be a negative 3, so y equals 5x minus 3.
Y equals 5x minus 3. Okay, and again, my slope is 5, my y-intercept is 3. Okay, 17. We got negative 10 over 7 times x, which is going to be negative 10 over 7x. Negative 10 over 7 times 4. And I don't know, I rely on you guys because I don't know. What is negative 10 over 7 times 4?
40 over 7, negative 40 over 7.
So you got to be careful about doing the fractions in your head, because if they're not reduced, then everything else below it
This
is
is
going to
gonna,
mess up. It is. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying. 'Cause
well, yeah, I understand if it needs reduced, but usually when multiplication, I can do it in my head.
yes, I'm just, I guess, from past experience, that's where smarter
Kids
people
mess
tend to fail, is because they don't reduce the fraction. Okay, and then if you still have that fraction on your calculator, you can hit plus 5. I got negative 10 over 7x. What is negative 40 over 7 plus 5? Negative 5 over 7? Somebody agree?
I got 75 over 7.
535. It is going to be negative 5 over 7.
Negative.
Okay, 19. What needs done first?
Nothing.
Well, look at it. Is the y by itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's done. Okay. So we really only need to do that. And like 20, there's no parentheses, so you can skip the distribution step. Okay. Whereas 18, you're going to have to distribute and then move the 4. Okay. This one, the y is already by itself. Okay. So that is our answer.